get good. This is Endless Space 2, and we are playing as the virtual saint-worshipping Vodyani. Do have a lot of feedback from Reddit to cover in today's episode, so we're going to be doing some experimentation with our fleets again. We did this a little bit in the Nakalim series, but we didn't get as deep as we'd like to. I feel like in this playthrough we have a lot more combat left, so we have a lot more time to sort of play with things. So one of the things I want to do to start with is go through and take a look at our combat arc design that we made. I do want to check and see what our squadron split looks like. We do want to try to bring some fighters with us. Apparently, if you do not have bombers and fighters, you do not see the tactics for bombers and fighters on the tactic cards. So we do need to have both of those, which are right here now, so we will have those. In addition, I was missing some of the finer details about the way that the assignment of bombers and fighters works. Essentially, there is a split on the tactics card between how many of your fighters and bombers will be directed towards attack and how many will be directed towards defense, unless that only applies to fighters, which we'll experiment with, obviously. If they're set to attack, they will escort your bombers and allow your bombers to be more successful on bombing runs. If they're set to defense, they will actually defend your larger ships better. Since we're using larger ships a lot, we kind of want them to be more defensive with those, whereas if we're using smaller ships that just happen to have some squadrons, we'll want them to be more offensive to make our bombers more effective. That being said, it was also suggested to me by... Some of that information right there came from Nofbath on Reddit, so thank you, Nofbath. And then Double Bullfrog also hit me up with some stuff. Shields recharge between combat, obviously I should have known that. And let's see, sorry, I'm double checking. Beams are fine, the UI doesn't show that it's sort of just burning through their shields. And I should be changing up my tactic cards a little bit here. So what we're going to do is we should be shifting away from power to shields and moving on to stuff like... Let's see if we actually have any of the ones we're supposed to use. Ooh, wow, and Passant is interesting. So the ones that were recommended are not available to us at this moment, but the ones recommended are Get Lucky and The Fewer the Proud. So let's see if we can find those. Those may be in the tech tree somewhere and we just don't have access to them yet. That's entirely possible. Unlucky Arms is interesting. That's not what we're looking for, though. How about this one? Get Lucky and The Fewer the Proud are right here. So let's get titanium electroplating. We'll actually make that a priority because I want to play with these tactics a little bit more. And in order for those to be effective, actually, let's go take a look at them. I should have actually done this the first time. So the way that Get Lucky works is that critical hits get a damage bonus. Use it if your ships are equipped with weapons that give a high critical hit chance. Lasers and beams generally have a higher crit chance than projectile weapons, so those are sort of benefited by that a lot. And The Fewer the Proud get a fleet damage boost each time an allied ship is destroyed. Use it if you think you will suffer heavy losses or if you have plenty of ships. So at this point in the game, when people are producing larger ships, if we produce smaller ships with a lot of firepower and we use The Fewer the Proud, as those ships die, the fleet will get a huge damage boost, and it'll basically push them over. So if it's done right, I'm guessing that the way that that'll essentially work out is that we'll lose one ship and then snowball the entire fight. And if that's the case, that's awesome. We should definitely look at building some ships for that. And I think that's what we'll do this episode. Wrath, for right now, is finishing the Trade Clearing Bureau. As soon as that's done, though, and maybe sooner, yeah, we'll do it right now. I want to build the combat arc in Wrath. That is our starting thing. I do want to take a look at our Crusaders. I believe they're already up here, so it's too late to change their design, which is okay. We can do that later. But what I do want to do then instead is go in and let's create some more medium hulls. Let's play around a little bit with using something a little smaller, or maybe even a mixture of different hulls, right? So maybe we go with... Ooh, that's a really good idea, actually. So check this out, because this is a cool idea. Let's go with some small protectors, because protectors draw fire. And let's basically set it up so that we bring small protectors, one of them explodes, we get a damage boost on all of our other ships, and all of our other ships are like medium or large attack ships, so they get a big damage boost, because that would be awesome. Let's double check. Hold on, before we do this, I do want to double check and make sure I'm not missing anything on The Fewer the Proud. Get a fleet damage boost each time an allied ship is destroyed. Okay, so no, that works exactly like I think it does. We are going to have a good time with this one, folks. We're going to have a real good time with this one. Okay, so Sacrificial lamb. That's what this ship is. And the whole purpose of this ship, as we previously discussed, is going to be to draw fire and explode. I'm actually inclined not to even put defensive armor on it, but I mean, we want it to last for a half a second, right? Like, we want it to last for a half a second, and I'm not sure we want to put anything too expensive on it, support module-wise, because the whole idea is that the ship gets exploded. Like, that's all it does. It gets exploded, we're fine with that. So if its job is to get exploded, we probably just want to put the least amount of things on it that we can. I mean, maybe... Bear with me here. Bear with me here. This is gonna seem crazy, guys. It's gonna seem crazy, but it might just work. We're just gonna go like this. Just gonna go like that. Sacrificial lamb is just gonna be nothing. It's just gonna be a protector with engines. That's all it's gonna be. And we're gonna back it up with a medium hunter. Or a ton of medium hunters, rather. And what we'll do with them is we will just stock them up on their defenses, because they're going to need them. They'll actually be stuck fighting when that ship is gone. We'll give it 2 engines so that it can keep pace, of course. And then the rest will go into weapons. Which weapons we use here is going to be interesting. We can't really afford to continue using Hyperium sync lasers at the moment, which is okay. Critical hit chance is higher on lasers, so is their damage, but the range isn't quite as nice. I'm gonna go ahead and just go full on with these lasers. It is worth looking at this. Okay, that just increases energy damage. If that increased crit rate, I would have actually probably used it, but since it's just energy damage, doesn't seem like it's worthwhile. I'm just double checking to make sure there's nothing else we want to put on here. Boarding pods could actually be useful as a financial gain. Essentially, if you succeed with a boarding pod, you do actually capture their ship and you can sell it. That being said, that's not the point of what we're doing here, so we're gonna... What is a good name for a ship that is essentially there to do a ridiculous amount of damage once somebody else is done? I know! If you play League, you'll get this one. We're gonna call this one the Double Lift. This is the Double Lift. Works for me. Okay, so we have these protector ships that are meant to be sacrificial, and we have these big damage medium ships. Now, the protector ship is 1 CP, the medium ships are 3, and our current CP cap is 26. So if we were to bring, say... Well, let's do multiples of 3. 7 times 3 is 21, that would leave us exactly 5 for small ships. Or we could do 8 times 3, which is 24, and that would leave us exactly 3. I like that. Let's do that. Wrath is an ideal system to build stuff at, but it's not going to be the one we use for this, obviously, and that is because they're working on the Arc right now. Although... Maybe. How much is the Arc? The Arc is 4 points as well, which would put us at odd points, so maybe we don't want to include the Arc in that way. We just want to send the Arc up as sort of its own combat ship to reinforce, which is fine. I mean, at this point, we may actually even take that combat Arc and send it down here, because look, another pirate mark. Like, they're just going to continuously pirate mark this system until we're in a bad position. In fact, it may actually be worthwhile to set this ship up more for combat now, although I am hesitant to do that because it does sort of waste dust, and we do eventually want to send it back over here when we're done dealing with these pirates. Once again, though, we suspect the pirates are being sent by the Umbral Choir, and so far this is holding up okay. What is the healing cost? The healing cost is exorbitant. We cannot afford it. One thing we may want to consider doing is cutting lower fleet costs here to increase our happiness. Happiness will increase our dust output on system. Oh, no, it actually won't. Dust output is based on Empire approval, which is devoted, so not as many gains to be had there. Influence and food would be what we would gain, which isn't super vital here. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think we're absolutely fine. So in that case, let's see what system is ideal here. Sing is good, Nair is good. Kind of looking for whatever is sort of out here as well, so we don't have to travel as far to the destination. Hydrus is also good. Isn't Hydrus... Hydrus is all the way over there, so, like, that's kind of crazy. What is Canis and all that doing? Like, are they just not producing that much production? It would seem that way. It would seem that way. Next highest is Yetix. Yetix is, I believe, right here. Okay, so yeah, Yetix is perfect. Yetix is exactly what we want. It's a system in just the right place to build these ships. So what we'll do is we'll move big data shipyards up here to the top of the queue, and then we'll go ahead and start building out the fleet here that we want to build, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double lifts. And I'll probably just pull all the rest of this stuff out of queue for the moment. 8 double lifts and 3 sacrificial lambs. This is going to be a very, very interesting fleet. It'll take 7 turns to produce, unfortunately. That's just the downside of doing that many ships. I wish it was a little bit faster, but once again, Yetix is not the highest production system we have. Wrath is. Maybe it's worth seeing how long it would take to do these on Wrath, since Wrath is almost clear anyway. In fact, they'll be clear in a turn. So let's take a look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 3 sacrificial lambs. 3 turns. Okay. Well, we're gonna do that there. Yetix... maybe not. Yetix, maybe we'll just finish building science stuff, because Yetix does have some very nice science planets. Dark matter is not particularly useful here. We do have an anomaly to investigate. That's something we should consider, and we can get that this turn. In fact, we should be doing that on all of our systems. I was gonna build scanning ships, but we don't really need them at this point. We can basically just study these anomalies ourselves very quickly. That's a good idea, because it could reveal some of those tier 3 resources that we're after. And why exactly does this one say that we can't do the life form here? Your fleet doesn't fill the quest requirements. Okay, so that's a quest one. I was gonna say, like, I think we have all the scanning technology. This shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. And I think that's all of our systems. We've checked all of them. We should be doing all of those researches, which is great. Let's go check up here and see if there's anything we can do politically.
Sometimes it's hard to tell your friends from your enemies.
We can tell them to remove nearby outposts. I mean, why not? Let's go for it. If they really want to go, we're in full militarization right now. Let's go with the increased pressure. We are in full militarization mode right now, so there's really just nothing that they can do. If they want to fight, we'll fight, and it will not end well for them. Are we ready to go with these guys? We're not. Okay. So next turn we can attack with them, just bouncing around and making sure that everybody is doing the things that they should be doing. Leech them! Leech their sanctuaries here, for all we care. Our hack should be finishing next turn on that as well. Okay, so that is all looking good. This pirate mark thing is getting frustrating, honestly. Oh, we do have a hacking operation left unassigned. Let's do this. 5 turns to hack straight to the pirates there. That's not going to be beneficial. I was hoping that we could essentially hack the pirates and gain some value out of that, but that's not going to happen. So instead what we'll do is we'll hack from Pictor to Oishi. It's going to take 4 turns to land that hack, but what we're going to do is accelerate it on Pictor. That should reduce the number of turns a little bit. Yeah, it goes down by 1. 1 is still less than 3, so we're fine. Or 4, so we're... 3 is still less than 4, so we're fine. Blech. Sorry guys, I just did an hour-long recording for another series, and I'm a little bit tongue-tied at the moment. It'll be fine. We're gonna be fine. I'm super excited to test out these new fleets and stuff, though. Like, I really am. This is such a cool idea. I don't know why I didn't look at more fleet plans before, but, like, I'm generally not a hyper-militaristic player. I tend to focus on economy and then use the economy to steamroll the combat. When you play like that, you're allowed to kind of throw away ships. It's not a big deal. Uh-oh. They're tracing us on Oishi. 2 turns left. They'll probably get back in half that time. I'm gonna leave it. If we lose the back door there, we lose the back door there. Hey, we can destroy their sanctuary on Primus. That's funny. Let's do that. Yup. Bye, sanctuary. So now we're actually able to sort of interact and mess with the Umbral Choir, which I really, really like. Oh, you want to put a bureaucratic imbroglio on us, huh? Be the first to build Trade Clearing Bureau. Congratulations, you have achieved this deed. There is something very important to that we're going to do. In this case, we are absolutely not going to rejuvenate the lodestone systems because we are the Vodyani. The leader of the Academy and those who follow or trust him have decided to put their endgame plan into motion. The what or why of it is no longer debatable. It is happening. Some will side with them in their crusade to bring back the lost, a race of beings harvested and eliminated by the endless. Others will oppose them, for it is rumored that the lost, when congregated in large numbers, had the power of gods. Which are you? The time has come to choose, for Isyander's words have been heard by all civilizations in the galaxy. The time of penance has come, wrongs must be righted, the innocent restored, and evil purged. None of us were actors in the original crime, but all of us bear the curse of knowledge and responsibility. Those of us who would see justice done will act. Are you with us or against us? Will you see the lost restored, or tacitly condone the act of genocide? His words are chosen with care. Choose your action accordingly. No. We don't like you, Isyander. You are a heretic, and you don't believe the same things we believe, so we're gonna go against you. This does mean that we've got to split our focus. We should have known not to trust on your help. We will always be outside to this universe, won't we? Long live the Alliance! I am so confused by the Alliance messages you get sometimes. It's like, alright, what's up, guys? How you doing? We're gonna praise the nearest who are new to us. I don't know why we just suddenly discovered them. Oh, okay. We are now at war with the Sophons. I did not agree to this war.
Greetings. Your hospitality is appreciated.
That's annoying. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. If we're just gonna go to all-out war, we're at the point of the game where we just do. We just go to all-out war, and that's life in endless space, so I'm fine with it. Let's turn our shield absorption up on our ships here. Shield capacity might be actually... No, shield absorption is going to be better. It's how much damage is absorbed by our shields. We can increase capacity after that. Dmitry Lenko has leveled up. He is the first person to acquire the Joy Initiative. Kudos to you, Dmitry, my dear, dear friend. He's on Sing, though, and Sing is probably pretty happy, so it may actually be more beneficial to go with Titan of Industry, and at that point, I may actually move him over to Wrath. I believe he's here because he's boosting strategic resource values, but there may be somewhere better for him to do that. I mean, we can go either way here. Joy Initiative is very, very strong, though. So is this. I'll go with Joy Initiative for now, and we'll look at if there's a better system for him to be on than Sing. So, Dmitry, my dear lad, if you were to increase our strategic resources somewhere, where would it be? Where do we have the best combination? It would be really nice if we had antimatter and adamantium in the same place, but we do not. Wyrix, however, does have a nice combination of Hyperium and antimatter, so I think we'll send him over there. Yeah, Dmitry, you're going over here now. Good job, buddy. While we're at it, let's go to the trade window, and let's turn up the tax rate. Everybody owes us more taxes. If you want to use the market, you're going to pay. In the meantime, we could actually up these if we wanted to, but I think it's better to probably wait there. Then we do have access to one Tier 3 resource so far. It'd be nice to find the others. Blockaded routes, whatevs. Volterra's, we already did his level up. Already know the trace is going on. Already did Dmitry Lenko. Vodyani Pop has grown. That's lovely. Wood Savez. Wood Savez, give us more resources, please. Okay, so Wood Savez's level is done. Ground Battle Remains on Gaina was discovered, which gave us plus 100 Empire Dust. That's not great. I would have rather had like something permanent that gave a consistent boost. Hey, we did find more Endless Foundries, which is awesome. Endless Foundries are going to be very useful for us. Expedition successful on Yetix. We got the Aurichalix Enhancer, which increases projectile damage and critical hit chance. God Eye Builder, yada yada yada, is now very, very leveled to the point where we don't have a whole lot to put his skills into. Actually, that's really good. Forced Labor is nice. Let's go with that. I don't know how we missed that. That's actually a very strong ability. I really like God Eye as a governor. I think he's one of our best governors. Nihal is currently doing public 3D printing, which seems like a waste in my opinion, so what we'll probably do here is switch them over to building ships. And since we have this new fleet we want to test out, we'll just do these. These are relatively cost-efficient ships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can just pump those out wherever, and that'll give us more fleets to go do the quest objectives, as well as everything else. The quest objective being a major priority for us, to be honest. And you guys are building a level 2 modernization here. I feel like maybe we should just be building cheap fleets here or something, because they're in a very precarious defensive position. How much does it cost to repair this? Okay, we can afford to repair this, though. I mean, if that's what we have to do, if we just have to keep repairing our behemoth there and using it to fight people off, then that's what we have to do. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. That seems just fine to me. You guys can come on up here so you can start draining essence from the Umbral Choir, because they are the ones causing us all the pain and headaches. Canis is also currently producing dust, although Canis can benefit from Holy Proliferation, so we will have them do that. We'll also build the Infinite Supermarket here, because that is not done. Microwave pipes is an interesting question. We are generating enough to build it in one system per turn without any kind of repercussion, so we should probably start doing that. Solar security operations are also a good option. Position of the system matters for solar security operations, but we're at the point where we can sustain it anyway, so I'm just building them because it doesn't matter all that much. Microwave pipes, definitely something we should build here if we have not, but we have already. So let's see what system would be next to benefit most from microwave pipes. Nair would. Nair would benefit quite a bit from it. Nair does not have it as an option because we've already done it. Okay. Hydrus, how about you? Microwave pipes for Hydrus, there we go. Keeping those in queue so that we can make sure we're kind of getting them everywhere that we can, as quickly as we can. We do want to check our population as well. Hey, we got a Cloaker 2 module. That's interesting. Adamantian Salvager, and now we have access to the Fewer the Proud and Get Lucky. Both of those are things we want to try out, so we're going to go in here, edit our strategies. Take trophies is one of those things that's just really, really nice, so I don't want to drop that. I will drop Plasma Distortion. I like Power to Shields. I know that we're supposed to be shifting away from that at this point, but I do like it as a defensive module, or a defensive tactic, so I'm going to hold on to that for a little bit longer, but we will get these other two new ones that were recommended by Double Bullfrog, and we'll give those a trial this episode, hopefully. Let's see. So this is a lot of medium ships, and we could potentially lose one. This might be a good opportunity to use, well, I mean, I'm going to be honest here. For this one, because of the layout of the combat and us knowing exactly what this is, we may actually just be benefited most by doing Take Trophies here. Take Trophy is going to be super beneficial when this thing has no energy defenses, and we're just going to be unloading on it. Yeah. So let's give Take Trophies a shot here and see how that works out. I mean, or we could use this as an opportunity to test Get Lucky or test the Fewer the Proud. The Fewer the Proud is contingent on us losing ships, though, and I don't think we're necessarily going to lose ships here. Oh, that's weak. We can't just have our hero ship in here, or I would. Let's put a tankier ship in there and put a damaged ship on the outskirt. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Get Lucky also an option here, but I feel like maybe Take Trophies is just the best, because we'll get like 300 dust and 100 science for killing this thing, I think. Yeah, that seems pretty good. We'll do that. And we don't need to watch this one, because we already kind of know how this is going to go. This should be open and shut. Like, they really, yeah, nothing they can do. Get some nice dust and some nice science there. Hopefully we get to fight a actual, nope. I was gonna say, hopefully we get to fight an actual, like, competitive fleet here, but that is not the case, so we're just gonna do Take Trophies again and reap the rewards of them not having anything but behemoths. Oh, they retreated. Interesting that they're basically retreating all their ships to Primus here. What that does mean, though, is that we should probably get this guy off of there. Primus is not where he wants to be. He wants to be up here. Oh, and did all of our leechers land here? Where did the leechers go? They're right here. They're en route. Once the leechers land there, we can really start leeching away at their home system, and that should be pretty entertaining in and of its own right. While we're at it, though, we can go ahead and start a hack from Yedix to Primus again, in the hope that we can take out another one of their sanctuaries. Because I'm totally good with that. And then these guys can just hang out here. Not going to shoot with that one not-so-carbon, because that would just be silly. Is that not-so-carbon? Oh, not-so-cheap heat. I don't know where I got carbon from on that. Redany, our combat arc, is ready to go, so we'll send that on up. Gonna take it 2 turns to arrive at the destination, but that's fine. We should also start scouting for the locations for the quest. Where are the lodestone systems? Are we just not seeing any of them? Is that what's going on here? Interesting. Well, there's an entire empire over here that we're really not messing with, which is the He Show. But yeah, I don't see any of the lodestone systems. Oh, it's because we just selected. They haven't spawned yet. Okay. That's just me being silly. Let's end the turn. I am super excited to test out our new fleets. I gotta speed up my turns a little bit so that we can get them out sooner, though. Hostile trace detected. On Primus, it doesn't matter. We're gonna be done by the time they find us. Wow. The Defenders is basically everyone. The leader of the Academy is either mad or simply megalomaniac. Take control of the critical sites that he needs to use to execute his insane plan. The doors of the Academy are closed during the crisis. No heroes can be hired or even get healed. Lodestones can be found. Battles around lodestones are only allowed between empires from different teams. Note, empires can attack members of their alliances if they are on a different team for this quest. Thankfully, ours are not. The leader of the Academy... Okay, I already read that. Let's go get him. Hacking operation was traced and cancelled. Oh, that's unfortunate. So we lost Pictor. That is unfortunate. Honestly, though, we weren't getting great technology from them anyway. I wonder if there's a better capital. Okay. They placed the time dilation on Wrath and then didn't place the time dilation on Wrath. Oh, you want a treaty? Seems like an interesting plan, considering that you guys are basically dead. Also, you keep sending people to mess with Bracia, and it's making me angry. Plus 70% damage on critical hit on modules. That could be interesting. We do have some beams on there, although honestly, this is such a scoop that we should probably just do take trophies again and make some money. Yeah, we'll just take trophies here. There's absolutely no reason not to with that. So Bilgeli was discovered, the singularity wasn't actually placed, a hack was found, hacking is being traced, yada yada yada. Let's go ahead and see if we now have a hack available, and honestly at this point, since we have just a loose hack, I'm going to start hacking these pirates. If we can slow their spawn rates down, that'll actually keep Bracia a little bit safer, so let's do that. And then... we did gain Vodyani Pop on one place. That's probably from Holy Proliferation. Let's go ahead and see if there's anywhere that is in need of Holy Proliferation. There is. Let's go here and do a Holy Proliferation. And then also right here is 2 turns out, so we'll do a Holy Proliferation there as well, because that'll get us another pop in 1 turn. And maybe not. No, I think that'll finish those out, so we'll do that. That's fine. And Yetix is just wide open. They have anything we want to build there. I hope I didn't leave their queue empty. I don't think I did. I think we put some other stuff there, but we'll put some things there for now just to keep them going. And then after that, I think we can probably do solar security operations and maybe some more anti-armors. I do want to go into our anti-armor design, though, and see if we can add some fighters. Because right now we have 3 bombers. It makes sense to add fighters so we can start testing that out a little bit. So let's do that. We also have access to this now, Holy Vestments, which will allow us to core crack people a little bit faster, which we could then use to go ahead and start gathering essence. That might be a good idea too. But right now I want to test the bombers out more, so we'll do that. Oops, and what system was I going to build that on? Well, I suppose we'll find out soon. I think it was Yetix. It was Yetix, okay. So yeah, we'll do some anti-armors there. We'll do another 4 of them. And we have discovered Voidstone. That's useful, but not exactly what we were after. Dara St. Tage has leveled up. She is a governor, so we can go ahead and give her some more governor skills. Governor skill-wise, oof, I almost just want to make her a fleet commander because of that movement and damage, but government skills-wise, we can go with additional food is an option. So is assignment duration. Happiness is also an option, but she does have joy initiative, so that's wasted. Yeah, let's go with food. Food is probably the best thing we can do for the moment. It would have been food or assignment duration, and since we're not moving our heroes all that often, assignment duration probably would have been wasted. Additional influence, additional science, even more additional influence. Let's go even more additional influence, especially since that's based on trading companies and we now have 2 of them. Then everybody should be doing things that we want them to do. We should have a lot more dust coming in soon due to these Pulvis productions that are finishing. Also, we are just generating a decent amount of dust now. to the point that it may be worthwhile considering upping one of our trade companies a little bit. Let's have you generate... Well, you're not generating resources at this point. So the reason I always do resources on our trade companies is because generating dust just increases your dust inflation and doesn't actually benefit you all that much. I do want to look at our tier 3 upgrades now as well. That's definite, or tier 4 upgrades. That's definitely an option. We're not generating enough of these other like tier 2 resources to really put those to use, which is unfortunate, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend 100 of a resource because we're not generating anywhere near that. We are generating 20 Decidius every turn, but we use Decidius for lower tier ones as well, and it's just not enough. Yeah, it's problematic here. We need more resources that are higher tier to really make that modernization effective. So that's something we'll have to look into acquiring as we go. I know we have a loose scanner ship here somewhere. Oh, okay. Let's take that little scanner ship and send him somewhere that might potentially have resources we would like. They've got a little scanner ship that's just hanging out on Zitterbia, and I have to wonder if perhaps Zitterbia has some stuff that we'd potentially be interested in. Mikre has a quest thing. Oh, look, there is one of the lodestone systems right there. So we can start sending things to the lodestone systems if we so desire, but I'm honestly more interested in this, at this point, in trying to find systems that have better strategic, or rather luxury resources. Fad has an unscanned thing. There's just not that many, to be honest. Like, it's weird. It's just like there's not that many tier 3 resources available in the galaxy in the first place. Let's go ahead and send this guy... Oh, sorry. Send this guy over to Fad here. Battle at Bracia. So we should win this pretty easily. Especially if we use shield absorption. Yep. They're going to do some damage, of course, but they're not going to kill the behemoth. So that is all good and fine. Have we done our attacks for this turn? We have not. Unfortunately, though, we are out of time, so we'll have to pick up next turn. I apologize for not getting to testing our new fleets just yet, guys, but they're on their way. They will be out and going there very, very soon. Wrath has almost half of its fleet done. I think the rest should be done next turn. They will be. They will be. So we will test those out next episode. Thank you, as always, to Nofbath and Double Bullfrog and everybody else that provides tips, feedback, ideas, fun things for us to try out. I'm really enjoying exploring Endless Space 2 with you guys and just testing different things out, even if they don't work. Like, it's fun to try them and just see how they pan out. Shotgun Fleet was an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. No mistakes about that one. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!